Hello and welcome to Mid-Island Custom Diecast. My name is Evan, and today we got a special build, one leftover custom from 2020, and this is a special Christmas build for my dad, who owned a 1958 Chevy Impala before I was born, in his 20s. And here's a picture of it up on the top left. And here are the two castings that I purchased to choose from for the build. One is an M2 and one is a Racing Champions. The Racing Champions one is the all yellow and the M2 is the one with the white top. Anyway, we went with the Racing Champions because it has an opening hood and just all around more customizable for the time frame that I had anyway. So let's go ahead and get into it. So here's the two castings. We're going to take them both apart and have a look over the different features of each. You can see they both got the big white walls. This one looks like the engine does pop open. This is the Racing Champs. Less detailed grille, and but basically the exact same castings. The M2 has the little holes in the bottom you can screw the base to, which I thought would have been cool to give it to my dad like that. However, the hood doesn't open. It looks like it does. It's a separate casting piece that you can take off. The wheels, I would have had to cut the casting, so I just couldn't get them out. The interior is more detailed. It looks a little nicer. But yeah, and the windshield pieces are two separate, front and back. So. Nice casting, but let's crack open the Racing Champs and see where we're at. So we will, I don't know what size this drill bit this is, but we drilled open the posts, and it's got the metal base. This one, the other one was plastic, so that's cool. The wheels are white wall, but we can change that later. The interior has a separate piece for the steering wheel, and the dash is also separate. That holds the hood hinge in place. So pop that out. Go. Pretty detailed. Not too bad. And the hood comes out. And there you go. And the engine is a separate piece. And so are the headlights, and the grille, and the bumper, and the windshield, which is one piece. So this is the one, like I said, that I eventually went with. So we'll get to taking out all the plastic pieces now. And they're all sort of, I guess, melted in there with little posts, just sort of like the base, but with plastic. So we just basically cut off the ridges that stick through the casting. And those parts pop right out, like so. And the headlights were a little bit more difficult, but we got them out. And the back bumper, just like the front bumper, out she goes. No big deal. And so we gone ahead and tapped the post. You can see I drilled through, but it's obstructed by the engine, so no big deal. Here's the paint stripping process. This is... yeah, I think it's sped up a little bit, but basically real time you can see the paint peeling. So that'll come off nicely. The base took a little longer to strip, but all good. Here's a little trick. Keep all your pieces in a little Tupperware. There are the headlights. We'll revisit those later. So here's the main casting out of the stripper. You can see good, almost 100% paint removal, a little few specks in the underside and in the nooks and crannies. And same with the base, pretty clean. And also the hood, also clean, pretty clean anyway. We'll take the Dremel with the wire wheel and just give them a good clean off. This was a brand new casting out of the blister, so and not too old either, so corrosion and stuff not too bad, not really anything there, but to give it a nice polish up with the wire wheel and the battery Dremel. Once we're done with that, we switch over to a Scotch-Brite pad, also on the Dremel. This is something I've been doing with pretty much every casting, and really liking the results. So we'll give a quick little preview of that there, and we'll move on to the paint booth, where we hit the base with the black primer. This is a Duplicolor primer. I'm not really digging it. It did work in this case, so whatever. And after the primer's dry, we are going to do all the silver Sharpie detailing on the base. One thing I didn't mention is my dad gave up this car because he started losing his vision, and it now belongs to my uncle, which he's fully restored, and it's great. So anyway, my dad started losing his vision, and won't really get to see all these details, but I know it's there, and I can tell him it's there, and it's just something to do that I have to do to every casting. You got to do the base. Here's those wheels with the white walls. Just throwing some semi-gloss black to cover those white walls, make them nice fat tires on these small stock rims, as it was when my dad owned the car. Now here is one headlight piece. Here are the headlight pieces that I fabricated out of styrene because I lost one of the original headlights. So that was great. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. Anyway, so I've seen a lot of guys doing this scraping technique for the chrome. There's my little makeup brush I like using. Anyway, so I started by scraping off, and these cars have a tremendous amount of chrome on them. But I had painted this car with the thick primer, and also with the airbrush white, and it was just really thick paint. And when I scraped it off, you could kind of see the layers, I guess. Anyway, I struggled mightily with this and eventually gave up. Resprayed the car, and now we hit all the chrome trim with the Molotow pen, and that worked out much better. The interior of the engine bay, gave that a black paint, just a little contrast. Painted the valve covers orange and glued the engine back in. And like I said, I had to replace the headlight pieces, so here are those, just gluing them back in. And then we're finally assembly. I didn't show a lot of paint here because like I said, I painted it twice. But I am pretty happy with the way this turned out. And so we will have a look at the final result shortly. Just want to remind everybody of a couple of builds coming up to be aware of. January 20th is the Diecast Sheriff Tonka build. I think that's for his birthday. So we're doing that. And in May 1st, Outlaw Speed Shop is doing the Scale Custom Invitational for Diecast, which I've decided to put a build together for. So this is sort of like a SEMA thing where everybody's got to do sort of their best custom, or really whatever you want. Just do a build. It's all about presentation. Encouraged to do display or diorama or something to go with it. So keep an eye out on that. I will put my Instagram in the description so you can follow the progress of that build there. I will be putting a video out probably near the end of April for that. So yeah, looking forward to that. Anyway, a little reminder of where we started with this build. Here's the two castings on the turntable. Obviously we went with the Racing Champs one. And here is the finished product where we got to. I didn't do anything with the windshield, but as you can see, the entire thing is white. I did paint the interior blue, which I was informed is not quite what his interior was, but I like the look of it and the contrast. So, oh well. I put it into a little display case and gave it to him over the holidays. And yeah, anyway, I'm pleased with this build. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time for my dad, and anyway, I hope he enjoys it. I'm sure he will, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like and leave a comment below. I do read them all, and looking forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks.